YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you are all well. Today's stream is... Oh, I was about to... I just undo my coffee because, you know, I didn't have time to pour a coffee. No, I didn't have time to pour my coffee is what I'm trying to say out of the hot cup into my normal mug. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay. Today's stream is part of my... my special season for December. That's right, I am doing Witchmas, which is basically my version of Vlogmas. So if you are wanting to see how I made this little snow person here, do you want to build a sock man? Yes, if you want to see how I did that, and also why my tarot cloth, you'll see in a second, is covered in little bits of hair. It's not my hair, it's not dog hair, it's not ratty hair, it's Hessian. Very annoying. But yes, anyway, good evening, everybody. I hope you're all well. If you're just joining us for the first time, we do tarot readings here on this channel. Yes, we do. We do tarot readings. Now, if you would like a free tarot reading, you can go ahead and wait. No, if you want a free tarot reading, wait until I announce an open round. Once we do that, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and then I will pick one of those at random. If you want to guarantee your reading, you can go ahead and send it via a super chat, and that will come through automatically, get itself starred on my system, and I will read the super chat questions first. If we get multiple super chats, we go through those in order until they're all done, and then I'll open up another free round. That's how that works. Now, a couple of bits of housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life, and tarot should never, ever be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you want support in those areas, please speak to a professional in those areas. A bit like if you were, I don't know, if you were building an extension onto the side of your house, right? You wouldn't ask a tarot reader to do it, would you? No. So again, if you are wanting medical advice or legal advice, you wouldn't ask a tarot reader for that either. Yeah, they're all good.
Apart from very cold and not going outside for shopping.
Yeah, because it's too bloody cold. Yeah. Rufus just rang his mum and dad because I had the weirdest feeling that they needed a phone call. But yeah, so that is basically what we do on this channel, right? Do go and seek out a professional. I'm a good tarot reader. I'm not a financial advisor. I am not a legal person, lawyer, other barrister type thing. Don't even know what the difference is, but I'm not any of that, right? And also, you do make all your own decisions about your life. So if the cards are guiding you, that's fine. Basically what I'm saying is, look, if you decide on something that the tarot cards come up and something I say, if you decide to end your relationship, don't come running to me when your ex wins $15 billion on the lottery and you've already separated and divorced and you haven't got any right to that money anymore. Don't come crying to me. You make all your own decisions, okay? I just offer a little bit of guidance and a little bit of a jolt from the cards. That's all it is. Now, yeah, you do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading, and there are a group of people on here tonight that are the ones that make all of this possible. Okay, I'm not talking about my dragons. If you want to know what the dragons are, there is linked in the description box down below. I have linked the podcast episode where I talk about my dragons, the Tulpa Servitors Egregores. But the people that enable this channel to happen and the people that enable me to do the readings for all of you are the moderators. And those moderators will be in the live chat in blue with a with a spanner next to their name. Thank you, Patricia. I'm going to check that in just a second. So yeah, all of those people are moderators. If they ask you any questions, if they say, please don't say this word, that word, the other word, they've got my full authority to just kick people, just kick you, bounce you out of here. Right then, so Kelly Vlog, I've got your reading in, your super chat in. I will do you first. You are the first cab off the rank. Thank you very much for that. Let's see who's in. Ed is here. Ed is one of our lovely moderators. That's why appearing on your screens, he will be blue with a little spanner next to his name on the YouTube. Equally, Patricia is here. Her name will also be blue with a little spanner next to it, or a wrench, but a spanner next to it as well, because Patricia is also a moderator. Nanette and Jack's Witching Hours, go and check out Nanette's channel. She live streams an awful lot. Some of them will be when Nanette is going through all sorts of bits and bobs, and some of them are when Nanette is talking about horror films, Friday the 13th, going through books that she's bought, all sorts of bits and pieces. So go and check out Nanette's channel. Kelly Vlog is here. Hello, Kelly. Ed, disclaimer. Oh, Ed's put the disclaimer up. Thank you very much, Ed. Who else just popped into the chat? Belinda Jane Harris is there. Thank you very much, Belinda Jane Harris. Hello, good evening to you, my darling. Hi there. And yeah, we've got a few people watching tonight. So then we're going to kick off with a with Kelly's vlog, with the Kelly vlog. So we're going to do that one first, because Kelly has sent a super chat. Don't forget, up here it says become a channel member. You can do that by going across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. The full details are in the description box down below. We've just come off a members chat, so members get an hour's pre-live live, I call it, and basically we talk about everything. The members have chosen tonight's tarot deck. So tonight we are using the Connolly deck. Now, I have an incredibly long history with this tarot deck. Okay, the first edition of it I bought just way back when it first came out in the 90s, and I used that edition for about 18 years, something like that. I can't remember how long. And now it has been retired. It is in its own little box over here behind me. And now we've got the second edition. And the only real difference are the backs. So the first edition had this really nice marble back, and the second edition has this Celtic pattern, which I wasn't overly keen on, but now I quite like. So we're going to use this deck tonight. If we need any clarifying, then I will use the... Oh, my Hanson Roberts deck isn't in the box and it's not there. So I wonder where that's gone to. That's interesting. Didn't know it wasn't there. Okay, maybe that's one I need to hunt out. I like it when decks suddenly walk off by themselves, because it just shows you that obviously that deck isn't here to be used very much right now. But yes, so we use the Connolly deck and the Tarot of the Wheel of the Year, of the Tarot of the Wheel of the Year, or whatever it's called. We'll use that for clarifying. Right then, let's go ahead and get the first reading done. As I say, you are going to notice, as soon as I swap cameras, you are going to notice all of the little fuzzy hairs from Hessian. So yeah, I have been making something. So then let's have a wee little look. I crack you up. Thank you. It's not intentional. It's not intentional at all. By the way, if you're new here, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. You do need to be a subscriber before you can ask a question, by the way. So hit that subscribe button now, because you've got to wait 5 minutes. And the reading I'm going to do will take you over that 5-minute time. So when we open up the next round, in theory, you'll be able to ask questions as long as you are subscribed for more than 5 minutes. But while you're there, hit that bell button, dong your bell, and then YouTube should let you know each and every time I go live or upload a video. And so, yeah, let's change cameras. Oh, no. Come on, change cameras. Thank you very much. And this is my new tarot cloth for December. It's I know it's not very Christmassy, but it kind of is, because it's red and white and black. So it's got the festive colours, even if it is, you know, a crow skull. You know what I'm trying to say. Right then. So then, Kelly, let's do your reading. First of all, I just need to turn this up a little bit. Right then, Wispy. Oh no, turn it up. There we go. That's a bit better. Wispy is the air elemental dragon that I work with. If you want to know more, the details about the dragons are linked in the description box now. There you go. Can you see all the fluffy bits of hair? Can you see that on your screen? It's Hessian. I know, right? I'm going to have to get one of those wipey things with the sticky things. Do you know what I mean? You know, one of those brush things with the sticky bits on, or a roll of sellotape that you put on your hand and do that version. Anyway, I do talk nonsense, don't I? Wispy, good evening. So then, Kelly from the Kelly vlog would like to know, oh, hang on, I thought that said, do you know what? Hang on, where's my specs? Here we go. You bought you specs for a reason, Lisa, because you are blind without them. So maybe put them on. That might be useful. Does Shakira think that Dante is in love with me? How does she think he feels about you? Right then. So we are going for the perspective of Shakira. So what does Wispy? What we want to know is we need you to connect via Kelly to Shakira or Shakira. And we want to know what Shakira thinks Dante feels for Kelly. Okay, this feels like a soap opera. It does. It feels like a soap opera. So that's what we want to know, Wispy. Brian Oliver, yours has just popped up on my screen. Thank you very, very much. We'll have a little look at that in a second for you, my friend. The Kelly vlog, let's have a look. What does Shakira think that Dante... No, what does Shakira think about Dante's feelings for Kelly? That's what we want to know. Right then. Oh, it's not flipped to the other side. Wispy, it is effectively a brand new deck. So if you want it to flip, you know it's got a flip face up. Just dropping it doesn't really do that. Right then. So here we go. We'll do the 6 card, past, present, future. And then the underlying, this is going to be the bit that's really interesting. Right then, so let's do your drop. We'll do your cut. Are we just going there? Oh, no. Oh, it's going to be a waterfall cut. Hang on. It's going again. It's going again. Is that it now? Is that it now? That's it. So waterfall cut is when I call it when we get multiple cards that drop, and because the deck itself can't quite decide. So there might be a little bit of uncertainty about this, but here we go. So what does Shakira think about Dante's feelings to Kelly? What does Shakira think Dante feels for Kelly? Let's have a look. So the past, 5 of swords coming up, the 6 of swords. I've been shuffling this deck all day, all this spread, and the Hierophant reversed for the future. Now that's interesting. Right then. And then let's check out the subconscious, what's going on under the surface. We've got the King of Pentacles coming up with the 5. We've got another 5, the 5 of Wands coming up with the 6 of Swords, and Justice reversed coming up with a Hierophant. Right. Okay. So then, first of all, we've got the 5 of Swords in the past position. Now, the 5 of Swords, 5 is all about turmoil and difficult questions. Swords is obviously challenges, and 5 is about disagreements, upheaval, and journeys that are difficult to undertake. Okay, so and things that are difficult. Like when you come to a certain point and you've got to have a difficult conversation. That's what the 5s represent. It's partway through the journey. Now you can see here we've got the swords. These 2 people, she's holding this sword looking very much like, I've caught you doing something you shouldn't be doing. And he's like, oh, bugger, I'm just going to cut. Oh, no, I've dropped it. Oh, no, I'm dropping that one as well. Oh, please don't cut my head off. Right. So there is definitely a challenge here that Shakira feels. I think there is definitely something. I don't know whether she's feeling jealousy or whether she's feeling, concern, but there's definitely a concern element here, if that makes sense. Underneath the surface, does Dante have money? Because we've got the King of Pentacles. And for me, this card is all about the king is in his counting house, counting out his money. Because the king, in this instance, is the controller of the career or the finances. So there's something here with Dante. There's something that Shakira is kind of happy to have that abundance in her life, put it that way. I think she's very happy to have that abundance. It could even be that Shakir is kind of like the power behind the throne when it comes to finances or when it comes to work. So yeah, do just be aware of that. There is definitely something happening. It could be that oh, hang on, let me go on, because I'm hoping you don't think he has much, right? Okay, then she's in control of the money. Then she's in control of the money, because this is all from Shakir. Oh, hang on. Shakaya. Right. Okay. Let me come off that one onto that one. So in case you don't know, when I'm doing the readings, I don't have the live comments turned on, so I can't see what the comments are unless I go over there. Anyway, so this is in the past. So I do think that there is a little bit of a disagreement between the two of them. There's maybe a little bit of distrust, is the only way I can put it. It's that is absolutely the only way that I can put it. It feels like there is a distrust here. They've had words, and there is just a general feeling of things not being entirely hunky-dory. Now in the present, we've got the Six of Swords. So this is talking about going from that past into a better future, because you can see this side of the bridge, we've got this wasteland here. And as you cross over, we've got a lush sort of area here on this side of the bridge. We've got plants growing up, and the Six Swords are locked in place. They are known about. So this is talking about going from a darker place, from a barren place, into a more fertile place. So going forward, they're also carrying the wand. So they are carrying with them this idea of their self-esteem, their confidence, going with them. So there is an element here of a growth from one of these people. Okay, so this disagreement and this sort of uncertainty in the past, they are feeling more confident, even though the Six of Swords is still the predominant feature of this card. Okay, so they are effectively, they built a bridge and got over it, if that makes sense. It feels like they were in a bit of a difficult place, and now they're heading towards hopefully a better place for the two of them. However, there is still this journey. There is still this uncertainty. We've got another five. This is the Five of Wands. And literally you can see this boat is in choppy waters. So there, when it comes down to security, when it comes down to confidence, self-esteem, there are still some issues. So although they've gone and they're playing nicely together, under the surface is still this uncertainty has led to a little bit of confidence issues from Shakaya. Okay, so there is definitely a little bit here that needs unpacking from them, because I do think it's going to be, whether it's resentment or whether it's just, you know, maybe they got cheated on in the past, whatever that is, there is something going on that they're a little bit uncertain. And again, I do think all of this is related to Shakir, because we were asking about what Shakir's feelings are. So I do think there is this element of, if the king isn't, if Dante hasn't got money, then she's drawn to him because of the future prospects, or the future idea of, you know, having that future growth, which again, this growth from dark to light would reflect that. It gets interesting though for the future card, because we've got two majors. Now then, we've got the Hierophant coming up. So hang on, there we go. This is what it looks like in a standard deck. This is quite an overwrought, slightly more complicated version of that, where we've got the central figure, as you can see, very religious type figure, because the Hierophant in this deck is seen as a religious leader, less of a guru, more of a leader of people. But this is reversed. Now normally one of the most important symbols in the Hierophant are the keys, because it's talking about gaining knowledge, gaining wisdom, gaining answers. And these supplicants are going to this papal pope-like figure and basically asking questions and wanting answers. This is reversed. I think that no matter what happens, I think Shakaya is going to be asking a lot of questions. I think this insecurity and the past that they've gone through, it almost doesn't matter whether Dante's got feelings for you or not. It almost doesn't matter whether, you know, you were a girl, a guy, a three-headed giraffe. It honestly doesn't matter, because Shakir's insecurity is what's coming up, and she's never going to get these answers. She's never going to feel 100% confident, because this Hierophant is reversed. And then under the surface, we've got Justice reversed, which goes one level deeper, because Justice, I mean, this is quite a standard depiction of Justice with the red robe, the sword, and the scales. But you can see we've got this feather falling, and it is that idea of what weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of gold. It's like, it's the same. But this idea of Justice and this nebulous background here, it's all this idea of there being things being done right, things being done correctly, things being done, you know, as they should be done. But this is reversed. This is reversed. So again, I don't think, I think Shakir does think Dante's got feelings for her. I think she's worried about that, put it that way. I think Shakir is concerned about you and any connection that you have with Dante, whether or not it's like a bit of flirtation, whether or not it's like, you know, you once crossed the road at the same time. Oh my God, they're together because they both crossed the road at the same time. Oh my God, they both went into Subway at the same time. Oh my God, they were both coming out the same 7-Eleven at the same time. Obviously they're together. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how you see each other, know each other, walk past each other. As far as Shakir is concerned, it's always going to be an issue, because this is the thing of no matter how many questions she asks, she's never going to get the answer that she wants to hear. And this is that because of whatever happened over here in the past and these difficult decisions, these challenges that they went through, she's always going to think the worst. She's always going to come across it being something that is unfair or unjust. So there you are, my darling. Hopefully that helps. I think that it doesn't matter what your connection with Dante actually is. Shakir is always going to have an issue with it, but it's not necessarily with you. It could be with anybody that comes into Dante's sphere, you know what I mean, that she's going to have issues with, but it's her issues, not yours and not Dante's. And I hope, my darling, I hope that that actually answers a few questions. So yeah, thank you ever so much for your super chat, and thank you very much. And let me just switch back to the other camera. There we go. Move that one out the way. So yeah, that is what the cards are saying, my darling. Anyway, I hope that helps. Let me have a look in the comments. Oh, thank you. I did great. I know, right? I've been doing this a long time. You got me. Yep. Cool. Nanette, the tablecloth is actually oh, hang on. You've done a lot of research on Christmas. You're all in the winter season, and death is associated with winter solstice, and ravens and crows are the birds of winter, the underworld and death. So your tablecloth is actually perfect for this time of year, and it's in line with this time of year. Yeah, it is. It is. I don't personally have that connection with crows as being harbingers of death. I find Shakir. Okay, so Shakir. Okay. She might be the one spending all of her money. She could well be. There's definitely a money issue and an authority issue with that King of Pence. Absolutely, 100%. There is a money issue there. There is something to do with spending that isn't surface level. It's very much to do with whatever's going on under the surface. But yeah, thank you ever so much for your question, Kelly. Right then, so I've got another super chat in, and it's come from Brian, I believe. Brian, depending on how old you are, will depend on how many times people ask you all about your life and the life of Brian, because it's a Monty Python thing. Now, obviously, Monty Python hasn't been on the telly or in the cinemas for a long time, and it did go into the cultural zeitgeist for a while, but I don't know whether it still is, especially with John Cleese being a bit of a allegedly, I need to put that in there for legal reasons, allegedly transphobic, homophobic piece of shit. But yeah, anyway, not talking about that. Brian, your question is, what's been going on with your former boss, Kevin Kinder, since you left the company? Oh, let's have a look. So then we'll go and have a look on this one. Oh gosh, I've got more super chats coming. Code Deb, I've got you, my darling. The Kelly vlog, I'm not going to be able to answer this. I'm not going to be able to answer that, my darling, for numerous reasons, one of which YouTube doesn't like talking about things, and also, with the best will in the world, my darling, I am still learning to control the mediumship element. So yeah, ask a different question. Absolutely, my darling, absolutely. What I don't want to do is to have that mediumship thing come through and then for it to go down that particular road, because there's no way, I won't be able to shut it off. I'm still looking for the course for next year to be able to learn to completely shut that down. So yeah, again, I agree, Brian, incredibly sorry for your loss. Incredibly, like, I really wish I could help, but this isn't the time or place for that. I've been asked several times about people that have passed, and yeah, it's not something that I can really delve into with the tarot. The tarot isn't really the tool for that, my darling. But yeah, you can certainly ask a different question. I'm really sorry to be the one to do that. Right, Brian, let's get on to your question. Right, we're always ringing the bell, but I think hopefully that didn't just ring your ears out. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean. Hopefully that didn't just like drive you up the wall, because I know for some people ringing bells can be like a bit of a nightmare. It's a bit like me with people eating next to me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully that's okay for everyone. Right, Brian, let's have a look. So Wispy, what we want to know for Brian is what's been going on with Brian's former boss, Kevin Kinder, since Brian left the company. That's what we want to know. What has been happening with Kevin Kinder since Brian left the company? Okay, so then we'll look at multiple cards. Almost got me then, Wispy. You almost got me, Wispy. Almost. You're trying really hard tonight, my friend. You really are. Wispy likes being a little bit mischievous. It's been a while since Wispy's had a mischievous streak, so I can feel his energy around the back of my neck, and he's back in playful puppy mode. So the mods, watch out, mods, because you know what normally happens when Wispy is in playful puppy mode. It's normally when I end up dropping the cards, setting fire to my hair, you know, putting the candle too close to the curtains and having to run away from a house fire. All of those things. Wispy is mischievous. Right then, let's do your drop. Are we going? Yep. One place. It wasn't sure, but it's one place that it fell. Right then, I feel like we need to do what's been going on with your former boss. We'll do, shall we just do the horseshoe? That's what I was thinking, Wispy. We're going to do the horseshoe. So the standard horseshoe, so past, present, influences, oh, money, challenges, oh, bollocks. Okay. Awareness of others or how people see the situation, advice, and the outcome. Right. Okay. Not too bad. So the past, we've got the 7 of Swords. Now, 7s for me are talking about difficult choices, difficult decisions, but this one is interesting because that decision has been put off. So whatever Kevin's been going through, it's almost like they've delayed answering anything. They've delayed making those big choices because this figure is inside the house looking at the swords that are outside in the snow. I mean, this is perfect for this time of year. Bloody hell, it's snowing as here in Leeds in the UK. It is literally snowing right now outside. So yeah, you can see, thank you, Ed. You can see that the swords here, I've got little bits of snow on, they're in the snow, the whole thing is not moving. So there's some difficult decisions that have been put on ice, right? That Kevin isn't wanting to make yet. He's literally like, nope, I'm not going to face them. I'm aware of them. I'm staring at them, but we're just gonna kind of ignore that they're there right now. Now in the present, we've got another 7. So more difficult decisions. This one is the 7 of Wands, and it's talking about having built something and then looking at it and trying to work out, is it completed? Do we do something else? Is it, what's happening with this? But the Wands is all about security and confidence. So I think Kevin was feeling pretty confident, and now that's shifted because this is reversed. So because this is reversed, it's like, again, difficult decisions need to be made, but Kevin's not feeling confident about making those decisions. There's a lack of confidence, a lack of esteem. So whatever happened with you leaving the company, there is this after effect almost, where this ripple effect, and I think that it is causing some issues. Like there are questions that haven't been answered. Now in the influence, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So I don't know whether this will represent yourself or other people in the company. The Queen doesn't mean anything to do with gender. It's talking about a nurturing element. So if you were to do with the finances and you were there to help grow the business, nurture the business, do lots of, you know, social stuff with people and with the wider community, then that would be what this is related to. If not, then it's talking about somebody else that is taking on that role, that is influencing Kevin, that is taking their decisions one way or another. But this is the interesting card, right? Apart from the fact it looks like Kate Bush, because I think it really does every time, for 20 odd years, well, more than that, probably 23, 24 years, I've always referred to this card as Kate Bush, because I think that's what it looks like, a young Kate Bush. Anyway, the 10 of Swords, 10 is overflowing troubles, and you can see she's got her defense aura up. She's got her Mrs. Fantastic shield, her Jean Grey shield, because she knows that there's all of these problems that aren't going anywhere. They are pretty much insurmountable problems right now, right? 9 is full, 10 is overflowing, and this is in the obstacle position, and this is reverse, which means there are lots of questions that aren't answered, lots of issues that are being ignored. So there's very much a head in the sand, sweeping things under the carpet type vibe about this. And again, this is only for entertainment purposes. You do make all your own decisions about your own life. This is not legal or financial advice, okay? Just bear that in mind. Now, the awareness of others, they think that you have just done a bunk, right? They think you've done a bunk. They think that you have gone off and basically just left people in the lurch. Now, there is a certain element with the Hermit, especially in this card. We've got this idea that of the person passing this flame of torch of knowledge from the younger self to the older self, or from their older self back. So there is this element of searching for knowledge and knowing things, and how long has this been known? So whether or not this is something that your leaving has triggered, or whether this is something that your leaving has come to light, there is a question mark over that at the moment, Brian. Now, the advice, we've got the 6 of wands or staves. Now, in this case, the 6 is talking about bringing in a bit more bricks and mortar security in terms of confidence. Now, what I mean by that is being confident about the next steps, right? Being really sure of the next steps. There's 2 laurel wreaths here. So this is a winning situation. This is a situation where you've got victory in place, right? Or where Kevin's potentially got victory in place. You've just got to stand firm. Now, the thing about the 6s, for me, 6s are all about community, bringing in lots of other people, lots of other decision makers. So there is something here around Kevin needing to take advice, needing to bring in other opinions to shore up this element of security. So I hope that makes some sense. And then we come to the outcome card, where we've got the 2 of Pentacles. Now, again, this is business related because it's money, career, finances. But the key thing to bear in mind with this card is, look, the person here is dressed like a fool. So there are some really interesting connotations with this. Are they making the wrong choices financially? Are they making choices that they can't back up? Are they making choices that they need support with? Or are they actually doing things in such a way that secretly they are gaining that financial bonus, if you like? Because we've got this infinity symbol, So it's talking about there being a lot of power, potentially a lot of financial security moving forward, but also like the twos for me always represent more than one person. So business partners or something. I think somebody somewhere is stepping in to help this business out or to help this company out, because again, we've got this influence coming in from the Queen. Now, if it wasn't you that was nurturing, who is this Queen? Do you know what I mean? What is this influence, especially when we've got the two coming in here? Is this a new partnership? Is this a new, business mentor, business advisor? What is going on with this? But anyway, hopefully that answers a few questions. It probably asks more than it actually resolves, but hopefully that does make a bit of sense. And yeah, there you go. That is your reading, brain, and I hope that helps. I hope that helps. For whatever it's worth, my darling, I hope that helps. Right then, let's have a look in the live chat. There we go. I've got to say, it sounds really quiet here. Really quiet. No problem, Brian. I hope that helped, my friend. Chan's Juicy Tarot is here. Hello, my darling. I hope you are well. The Blood Rose Horror, Nanette. You can wait until the end to answer the question, Lisa. Oh, what question? What is coming to the channel this month? I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Witchmas. Lots and lots of Witchmas stuff. Lots of Witchmas stuff. So there are DIY videos like how to make a snowman, like this one here, a little snow person. I might make a second one, and turn it into a witch, and then you've got me and Rufus. That'd be quite cool. So yeah, this is already up. There is another DIY coming up tomorrow, hopefully, if I get it filmed and edited in time. But in amongst all of those, I've got Yuletide videos talking about the Yule, what the season means, how it connects, what the traditional Yule sort of basically what it's become and how Yule is related to Christmas. There's videos about all of that. There's a spell bottle coming that I've already mentioned. So a solstice spell bottle happening. I'm trying to work on a solstice tarot spread, but unfortunately doing all of the editing and all of the filming every day, I forgot just how much of a task that is. And yeah, so I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do that as well, but there's lots of other videos, make and do, like DIY Christmas festive holiday type videos, as well as witchy related and tarot related videos. So yeah, hopefully that all makes sense. So yes, hopefully that makes sense. Right. But as to what the exact details are, I can't tell you. I can't, because it's some of them haven't been, well, most of them haven't been filmed yet. I am hoping to get to a witchy shop and do a little bit of a recce. There is a podcast special coming up that we've filmed and is waiting. So there's all sorts. There might even be a video where I go and learn a craft at a college for a day on a little workshop that is related to Christmas, and I'll go and film me learning the thing that is related to Christmas. So that might be a fun video. There's all sorts coming, and I might even do a wrapping video. Yeah, because I am down with that. I am down with the kids in the wrapping in it. Not like Eminem, Tupac, not that sort of. No, I'm not 50 Cent. I am not 50, but I wish I could. I wish I could rap. I can't. My brain doesn't think that fast anymore. No, rapping as in present rapping, because I've got a very different way of doing things this year that I'm doing for some gift wrapping. So yeah, that's kind of what's to come. Right then, let me have a look. Wow, we've got another super chat in from, where's that one come from? Hang on, I've just seen it one up. From Chan's Juicy Terror. Hello, my darling. Hello. So yes, right, I've answered that one. Hopefully that makes sense though, Nanette. Hopefully that makes sense. I can't go into any more details than that, so I hopefully that helps. Young Thug, ooh, haven't they just been in court? I'm sure young Thug's been in court. I'm sure he's just been in court. Right, let me have a look. Code Debs, you are up next. Your forecast for weight loss in the next 3 months. Well, probably not a lot over Christmas. Let's be honest. But I'll certainly have a look for you. We'll do the past, present, future. surface and subconscious. I love doing it. This is one of my favorite new spreads, by the way. So yeah, we'll certainly have a little look at that for you. Although I've got to say, if I was able to properly forecast my own weight loss, you know, that might be a good thing. Wispy, my friend, wispy. Code Deb, who is rapidly becoming a friend of both channels, which I love. Thank you for being here, Deb. Code Deb would like to know a little bit of a prediction, a forecast for their weight loss journey over the next 3 months. Now, I can't guarantee, like 3 months is a little bit far off, but over the next couple of months, definitely. That's what we want to look at. So then, oh, come on, Wispy. You can't chuck a load of cards. If you want to chuck one, chuck one. I'm completely amazed that I am, like, I haven't used I haven't used this deck, but I haven't used the Connolly deck in so long, and I'm completely, like, it feels like I've never used another deck. It just feels like this is like, it feels like I've never picked up another tarot deck in my life. It feels like this is just home, which is a little bit worrying, really. A little bit worrying, but it's like going back to do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like going back to a childhood home, you know, where you know it's not your bedroom anymore, but it's still, you know, there's still the same walls, and there might be a different, like, coat of paint on the walls, and you might not have your New Kids on the Block posters up or whatever it was. Showing my age. I mean, not New Kids, I mean pink blue pink blue BTS. Yeah, that. I'm doing the chopping motion because, you know, I'm down with the kids. Yeah. God. But yeah, it's a bit like that, coming home to this deck where it's like, okay, I've got nostalgia for it, but it's not one I'm going to use every week, but it's a good deck. Right then, so Wispy, what is Code Deb's forecast for weight loss over the next period of time? We're going to do a past, present, future on your timeline, and then we'll do the subconscious. Oh, I think your weight loss journey took a long time to get going. Oh, and another 7. Oh, we're not sure where you are right now, my darling. Challenges ahead. Christmas. Okay, future's not bad. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at what I'm going to say with this. Right, the Ace of Cups coming in, and the 9 of Wands. Right, okay, so let's do them together, past, present, and future. Right then, so in the past for your weight loss, I think your weight loss journey took a while to get going. Again, it's one of those things where perhaps you saw your clothes not fitting and your weight going up for a little while before you made the decision to intervene and start a journey, right? The reason I'm saying that is, again, we've got the 8. I don't know why I said 7 earlier. It's the 8. We've got the 8 of Swords here, and the 8 is about that journey, right? Difficult decisions, difficult maneuvers, but coming to that point where you are stood and looking at the problems with your head in the sand, because that's literally what's going on. You are looking at it going, all of these issues are there, but we're going to put them off, right? We're going to put them off. It's all a bit hard right now. You can't do your journey to the 9 because you're snowed in. You know what I mean? Everything's on ice. Everything is stopped. The reason it was making me giggle, though, is because under the surface, I think you were enjoying yourself. Before you had to stop and think about weight issues, I think you were completely enjoying yourself, because we've got this element of, like, for me, this card, the 4 is about stability, right? And 4 is about getting to a certain point. But look, these people, they planted this vine, and this is like the first crop, right? The first crop from the vine. And so they are already using magic. They're already turning it into wine. They are wanting to take the first crop, the first harvest early, and to nab it. Does that make sense? And it's like they are wanting to enjoy all of those things They're wanting to enjoy all of those things, and all of that luxury. And I don't mean luxury as in like in terms of, I don't mean luxury as if like it's spending a fortune and you're drinking, you know, super expensive champagne, but it's talking about drinking wine. There's a certain bacchanalia element here about enjoying the drink and the food and enjoying the season. But this isn't just about Christmas. This is actually about like the run up to your weight loss journey, if that makes sense. I think it's one of those things where for me and Rufus, sorry love, you just dump that on there. I think for me and Rufus, if we go off plan, right, so Christmas, prime example for us, right, we intend being off plan for a couple of days. In those couple of days, we are going to eat, drink and be merry. We are going to allow ourselves complete freedom to a certain extent of what we have. Now, we're only going to buy in certain food, so we're not going to have bucket loads of everything in. We're going to have some chocolate, some nibblies, some drink. It's not going to be like we're living in Tesco's. Do you know what I mean? So we're allowing ourselves, and I think this is what this is relating to, Deb. I think it's like before you started your weight loss journey, you enjoyed your food, you enjoyed your drink, you enjoyed what you were having, and you relished in it, knowing that at some point we're going to have to rein that in and we're going to have to get back on board, which is kind of where I think you are now, because we've got the Seven of Swords, and this is a really interesting one, because you can see these two people are quite calm, quite happily chilling, playing the harp and playing their double panpipe recordery thing. I don't know what that's called, and they're aware of these Five Swords. Look, fully aware. They turned blue, not an issue anymore. Everything's fine, everything's great. Except these two ones sitting in the clouds, waiting to come. There are difficult decisions, difficult steps that you need to be making. And I think this is really hard for you right now, whether it's reflective of how difficult a weight loss journey is, or whether it's reflective of, you know, this might not be the time to start a diet. This might not be the time to focus on, you know, arguably, I would always say, right, even if it was the 20th of December, and you want to start eating healthier, start eating healthier. Don't say to yourself, I'll do it after Christmas or after New Year or after my birthday or after the summer or after whatever, because it will never come. And you could start eating healthier just before Christmas and actually still have a healthier Christmas, if that makes sense, where you're able then to say, you know, I'm going to have a nice roast dinner and a Christmas pudding and a mince pie, but I'm not going to have 7 mince pies. I'm not going to have 5 packets of brandy butter on it and a whipped cream and a pudding. You know what I mean? I'm going to have 1 donut. I'm not going to have 12. I'm going to have, do you know what I mean? It's like there are ways of doing it, but I think these two issues to come, I think they will make themselves known imminently. Okay. But it does feel like you are starting this journey, because we've got this Ace of Cups. So this is your emotional self saying, do you know what? I'm done. I'm done. It's time. Let's crack on with it. Let's knuckle down. Let's get this done. Let's go. And I think this emotional element that you've got to it, I think that's going to be the one that is the most important in the weeks ahead. Because if you can keep this mindset in place, even if at Christmas, it will be the difference, Deb, between gaining 6 pounds at Christmas or gaining 16 pounds at Christmas. Do you know what I mean? Able to eat slightly more mindfully, able to enjoy yourself, but not overdo it. That's the difference. And I think this journey's like completely already started for you, because we've got this ace here. Now, in the months to come, you're going to have to bear in mind, now this is really, really important, okay? There will be days and weeks and months where you feel like you are just gaining, or you're stagnating, or your weight loss has completely stopped. You're eating like 500 calories oh, hang on. Hold on. The camera's stopped. There we go. I don't know what happened then. Sorry. I need a new laptop. I need a new computer. But yeah, this is talking about, you know, getting to a point where you'll have a day or a month or a week where your weight goes up or it plateaus, and you would have been eating next to nothing, mung beans and lettuce leaves, and there will be no change in your weight. You've run 15 miles a day, you have done nothing but exercise, you've drunk nothing but water, everything's amazing, and yet your weight is either plateaued or gone up, right? There will be those days. And what this is saying is, look, the 5 of cups is this difficult time where, yes, you've got this downturn, or you may have binged, or you may have overdone it. You may have like eaten something that you didn't realize was off plan, or you may have just been off plan for a week and gone, sod it, I'm going to eat those 12 donuts and get a takeaway. Remember the positives. Remember that you're already going through this journey. And even if you decide to splurge over Christmas, it's between now and Christmas, you could lose 3, 4, 5, 10 pounds. And then after your splurge, you're still 3, 4, 5, 10 pounds lighter than you were before it. Do you know what I mean? So even if nothing changes, then nothing changes. But even if you do splurge, putting that effort in the next couple of weeks before Christmas time will then give you that, you know, you'll be coming at it from a lower place than you would be otherwise. I think that's what the cards are saying. And then we've got this 9 of Wands, right? Now, this is an absolute warning, Deb. Do not in any way, shape or form allow the negatives, in other words, the week where maybe you haven't gained, or if it comes off really slowly, or any wobbles, any binges, any slips, do not allow that to completely derail you. We've got the 9 of Wands coming up reversed in the subconscious, right? And what this is saying is almost like this reading could almost be for me, right? Because this is saying, look, when you hit a down point, when you hit a moment in your weight loss journey where, you know, things haven't gone right, and you've had a slip, or you've eaten something you shouldn't have, or you've binged, or you've just enjoyed yourself or whatever, don't let that feeling of bugger, I've ruined it, I'm completely, I might as well just eat everything now. Don't let that stop you, right? This is something I am very, very guilty of. If I have a binge, then my brain says, oh, well, you know, it's Wednesday, you got weighed in on a Tuesday, so you might as well eat what you want until next Tuesday and then reset. I have to now be very mindful of that, because that is the way my brain likes to think. And what I have to do is go, I binged. Right, that's one meal, one day of binging. Now, tomorrow when I wake up, I'm back on plan. I'm back on it. Let's not let one moment, one weakness, one meal, one whatever, one binge, let's not let that completely destroy this week of healthy eating and healthy planning that I've got ahead of me. And that is something that I need to bear in mind as well, because I think you are going to be struggling a little bit in the weeks to come. I think there are going to be some really difficult moments for you coming up. There's nothing here, there's no majors, so there's nothing here that can hint at any amounts of weight loss. There's nothing here to point out that is going to go completely easy or completely horrible. It's not going to go tits up, but there are going to be moments where you are going to feel like jacking it in and just eating whatever the hell you want for just, why am I bothering? And this is when you need to be super mindful, Deb. And I hope, my darling, I hope that helps. Feel free to message on the other channel, on the Health and Beauty channel, Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty on the YouTubes. We are going to be doing a live every Tuesday evening. We're going to be doing that. So yeah, there's going to be a lot on that, a lot of our journey on there over the next few weeks and that as well. So yeah, do please let us let us know how things go. Hang on, I'm just clicking on the live comments just to see. You think you just want to enjoy the holiday season but not go overboard? Yeah, absolutely. Like you might not have a big fat Christmas dinner. You might have a big New Year's Eve blowout where you drink lots of vodka or lots of rum, whiskey, cider, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, right? Allow yourself over the holiday season, allow yourself to have bits of what you want, but don't go overboard, right? Stay within limits, enjoy yourself. Don't let the weight loss journey be the only thing you think about. Don't let it stop you enjoying time with your friends or time with your family or whatever. Don't let it stop you sitting down with, you know, a bottle of wine and a Hallmark movie, or, you know, watching all of Loki season 1 and 2 again. Whatever it is that you do during this season, right? Allow yourself to just do it. But instead of drinking 3 bottles of wine, you only have 1. Instead of eating 5 packets of biscuits or cakes, you only have 1. Do you know what I mean? Bring it back down. And I hope that makes sense. But when you do have the slip, because it feels very much like this, that is what this is relating to. When that slip comes, do not panic. Do not think to yourself, now's the time to just go like OTT. No. Don't let it knock you either. And if you get to the end of January, the beginning of like middle of February, and you haven't lost any weight and you've been trying really hard, just remind yourself, don't let this 9 of wands get to you. Just remind yourself it could have been a lot worse, because at least you are trying to keep an eye on it. And it could be a lot worse if you weren't keeping an eye on your weight journey. It could have gone the other way very, very, very rapidly. And with that, Deb, I'm going to say thank you very much for your super chat donation, and thank you for being here, and thank you for being so bloody lovely. So yes, thank you. And right, oh, hang on. You don't drink very much at all. Well, whatever you partake in, my darling, it could be hot chocolate. It could be hot chocolate. It could be that you have a hot chocolate but instead of the whipped cream and the marshmallows, you just have a sprinkling of marshmallows, or you put a little dusting of icing sugar and cinnamon on it. You know what I mean? That would take away a big lump of whipped cream and marshmallows off the top. Still a nice festive drink, but it's not quite as bad as it was. Do you know what I mean? There's lots of little ways that you could do that. And yeah, that would be my advice. Just keep plowing through, no matter what happens. Keep plowing on. Keep slamming, just keep slamming, just keep slamming. That's what you got to do. Just keep on at it. And yeah, hopefully, my darling, that will help. Right then, no problem at all, Debs. Yeah, draw a line under it. Draw a line under it. And, you know, listen, if it makes you feel any better, hang on, for everybody listening to this, everybody watching this, right, just think, 1 year during the Christmas break from Slimming World, we didn't weigh in for 2 weeks. It was actually like 10 days, but the way it ran over two sessions. In that time, I was totally off plan and overindulging. And in those 10 days between weigh-in 1 and weigh-in 2, I managed to gain 17.5 pounds. In 10 days. I walked into that Slimming World group, I got on the scales, and I laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. It was a record for that consultant. It probably still is a record for that consultant. Nobody had ever gained that much. And in fact, a little message popped up on the screen saying, is this correct? So yeah, that was because I overindulged and I was binging and I just didn't care. So trust me, whatever you guys put on over Christmas and New Year, whatever anyone gains, it can't be as bad as 17 pounds. And if it is, I've probably still got the medal. I will give you the medal. You can have the medal with great joy, but just enjoy yourself. Just try and do it mindfully. Right then, and thank you ever so much. Thank you ever so much for your question and your super chat, Deb. Right, who is next? Next I've got Kelly Vlog. So Kelly, your question is up next. Chance Juicy Tara, you're after Kelly, and Kelly's, hang on, your other question is, oh, hang on. Hang on. And bum bum bum. Hold on. Where is it? Hang on. Hold on. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Oh my lord, chances are you've had Christmas pie, gingerbread cookies, 7 cups of tea, too much food. 7 cups of tea is a lot. Right, hang on. There we go. Right, I've got it. Kelly, what are the positive qualities that Dante sees in you? Are you making a play? I've got the strongest feeling, Kelly, that you are making a play for Dante. I do. I think I'm right on this. You are making a play for that there, Dante. So maybe Shakira, maybe Shakira is absolutely right to have suspicions. Maybe so. Let's have a little look then. What are the positive qualities that Dante feels about you? What does Dante see in you? Wispy. Hang on. There we go. Wispy. What are the positive qualities that Dante sees in the Kelly vlog? In Kelly, what does Dante like about Kelly? Ooh, I'm not going to read that as a chucked card because it was my dodginess. These are still quite slippy. They're not really shiny. They're not really like, I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know. They're really slidey, which makes it easy for shuffling, but it also means that they are going to like pull and drop and do that a lot easier. And obviously Wispy is well known on the channel for making a card flip and having that as the modifying card, the clarifying card. So yeah, let's just have a little look-see. Right then, Kelly. So what are the positive qualities that Dante sees in you? We're going to go with the situation. No, where you are. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll go with where you are, what you need to know, and what... Should we do that one? Come on, Wispy, help me out here. I need a spread. What spread are we going to use, Wispy? We need to know what Dante... I tell you what, Kelly, we're going to do a 6th card, and we're going to have 2 piles, and both of those will be different elements of what Dante sees, right? Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, Wispy, you got it? So we're going a 3 and a 3, and they're different areas, right then. So 1, 2, 3, read them together. 1, 2, 3, read them together. Right then. So we've got, okay, so there's 3 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So there's a certain element here around, I don't know whether you've got kids or whether you have an interest in family. The 3 of Cups for me, you can see quite often is related to the idea of a couple and bringing in child energy. So there's a certain element here of family. The Knight of Cups is very, very romantic, very openly like open to PDA, public displays of affection, all of that. The Knight is very much, you know, here, have these flowers, here, have this, have that, have the other. So whether this is you being responsive to that or not, I don't know. Interestingly, that when we were talking about the Shakira question coming up, we had this one here with the Queen of Pentacles. We had the King of Pentacles before. So there's an element here about, I don't know whether you are financially independent, and maybe there's a certain element that maybe Dante is, you know, interested in that financial element. Who knows? But it does feel like there is definitely this family connection. I don't know whether this Knight is looking at, because reading this as a whole, right, it looks like a family unit. So you've got the Queen, we've got this family connection here, and we've got the Knight. So the Knight feels like Dante energy. I don't know why, don't know anything about him, no idea who or what, but it feels very much like Dante is this sort of romantic kind of figure somehow. So I don't know what that is relating to. I don't know whether like you and him have a history, a romantic history. I don't know whether there is, you know, you've got some kind of family together, whether there's children involved, no idea. But it feels very much like somewhere along the connection, like you've got it. I don't know whether you've got children together, because we're almost like we've got the Queen element, although it's the Queen of Pentacles, we've still got that Queen element. We've got the Knight, not the King, but the Knight. So I don't know whether Dante is a little bit younger. And then we've got the children, the family in the middle. So that's one element. Dante's into that kind of connection. We've then got, no, this is interesting. This has come up completely different. We've got the Eight of Wands. Now, to all of you that have heard me say many times about the Eight of Wands being thrown out the window, and if you've only ever seen the standard Rider-Waite deck where they're all kind of lined up, this is where that comes from for me, being thrown out the window, because literally they've been thrown out the window. So this is about making steps towards the 9, feeling more confident, all of that. But this is reversed. So I think that maybe Dante, where he feels a lack of confidence, he's attracted to that maybe in you, or he likes that in you. I don't know, but that is, you know, you're asking what positive qualities does he feel in you. I think that is one of those positive qualities. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. So again, finances coming up. Again, finances. There is something here about you being financially stable, or financially maybe not well off, but at least financially okay. And that is coming up in both of these piles. So there is definitely something here that Dante is interested in, this financial security element, where he's not having to be maybe the financial, maybe how can I put it? Maybe he's not having to be the provider because you're independent when it comes down to your own money, sort of thing. So yeah, I do think there is something there around, like he's interested in that for you. Like this person is sat inside during, arguably it's autumn time, because the leaves are starting to go orangey, and they're looking at this bush, and they're looking at what they've achieved, and they're looking at the opulence they've got. You know, purple, which is a really rich color. They've got the cushions, they've got the landscape garden in the background. This person is doing okay for themselves. They are not hard up. They're not living in luxury, but they are not hard up. And then we've got the 4 of Cups. Right, how can I put this without sounding like a total and utter C word? Right, I'm just going to say it. So then, this pile of cards, right? This pile of cards. I'm just going to have to say it. Wispy, stop those words in my head. Right. Oh, how can I'm trying to find a nice way of phrasing this where it isn't going to make you immediately leave the channel, block me, report, report the channel for rudeness and all of that bollocks. I think if I was to say you're offering it up, does that make sense? The words that Wispy kept giving me were booty call, booty call, booty call, booty call. You were booty call. Oh, that'll teach me. Instant karma. Just poured me coffee straight down me tits. Sorry, everyone. They've all gone down me tits. Oh gosh. There we go. So I don't know whether that makes sense. Like, I don't know whether you have made yourself available to Dante in that way, and whether or not it's interesting that you're asking about the same person in both questions. And the first question was about how Shakia thinks about you. It kind of makes me feel like, if I'm brutally honest, oh, fuck it. Just say it. Just say it, Lisa. This is beyond authentic. This isn't how to sugarcoat things on a live stream. It wouldn't surprise me if you and Dante weren't doing the jiggy jiggy. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me if you were doing the jiggy jiggy, the horizontal tango, without Shakir knowing, right? And that's none of my business. Lots of people have different types of relationships. Lots of people have different like levels of openness, different levels of polyamory, not polygamy, that one. And that's perfectly fine, right? Open relationships, whatever. Trust me, not been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But you know, I have a past as well, girl. You know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't surprise me if that was going on behind the scenes, particularly the way this is laid out, because it kind of feels like with this spread, with this pile, it feels like, I don't know whether you're making a play for Dante. And again, I don't know. I'll look at the live chat in a minute. I don't know whether you've got a romantic history, kids together, all of that stuff. The way the cards are falling, I think you probably do. And it kind of feels like you've made a play to get him back, right? Because it's like what he wants are the difficult questions to do with his confidence and everything else. He wants that taken care of. So he wants you to make those choices for him. He wants this financial bit where he's not having to pay all the time, and he's wanting that little bit of comfort. So maybe, you know, maybe you've got your own place and he would live with you if that happened, you know, rather than you moving into his. Do you know what I mean? That like whether you own it or not, it's like you're sufficiently able to pay for your own place right now. So if he moves in with you, you're not going to be getting his money, and you know, you're already offering stuff, love, connection, that sort of stuff to him. So it kind of feels like he's got it exactly where he wants it, if that makes sense. The one thing I would say is that the fours do show sometimes, again, stagnation or stability, but this one, like you can literally see it's being offered. So yeah, I hope that helps. Like, I think there is a romantic connection because we've got the cups in the other in this pile, and so this is kind of like the emotional connection, and then this is more of the jiggy connection. Do you know what I mean? So I think basically, I think he's connected in both ways with his heart and his and his penis. Yeah, that's what I would say. And anyway, hopefully, my darling, I hope that helps and I haven't dramatically offended you. I really hope I haven't offended you. And again, absolutely no judgment from me on this channel, absolutely no judgment, but I hope that makes sense. Okay, and thank you very much for your question. Right, let's have a look. Have I got another? Oh, hang on, I was going to have a look in the live stream, wasn't I? Have a look in the live comments. You get what you mean, he's connected with his heart, etc. I think there is a connection there. Source says that you're a booty call. Sort of. It basically, what Wispy does is it gives me like keywords and then floods me with the information on a sort of like memory type basis. But those keywords are just telling me, is this just a romantic? Oh no, there's also like this sexual connection here. So yeah, so that's the way Wispy works. Just be blunt, you love honesty. Hopefully I haven't offended you with that. Oh, you do have a romantic history. See, well done, Wispy, you were right, my friend. Wispy was right. Oh, it's snowing again where Patricia is. My God. Good job you're on the first floor, innit? And by first floor, we mean what the Americans would call the second floor, like the first floor off the ground. The ground floor is the first floor. And so the first floor is the first floor that isn't the ground floor, not the first floor like the Americans call the first floor, which is the ground floor that we call it because it's on the ground. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense. Right then, let's see. Who is up next? Chan's Juicy Tarot. Should I reach out to Cyprian? Does he think of you lately? Oh, Cyprian. I love that name. Where's that name from, Chans? Let us know in the chat. Oh, look, there you are. Let us know in the chat. Cyprian. That's a gorgeous name. That's a really cool name. Right. Oh, hang on. Let me get the camera up. I might have to in a minute call an audible and call a midstream break because I'm going to need a wee. I'm going to need a refreshment break. Anyway, let's do the dingly dangly donglies. There we go. By the way, everyone, if you haven't already, do hit that bell and ding your bell and change your settings to all so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video. It's great being subscribed, that's wonderful, but if you change your settings to all, at least you've got a chance for YouTube to notify you. YouTube YouTube at the moment behind the scenes are making lots and lots and lots of changes. So on various videos, it will say I've had 1 view, 2 views, when I know for a fact, because I've got comments on the videos, that I've had more than that. So there is something that YouTube is doing in the background. They keep adding and taking away things from the front page of the channel. Oh, look at that. That was very much thrown, wasn't it? That was very, very, very much thrown. Wow. Very thrown. Talking about thrones, that's what she's sitting on. So we've got the High Priestess Chans. So should you reach out to Cyprian? The High Priestess as a clarifying card is interesting because although she's a little bit aloof, she is very much into her spirituality. You can see she's got this royal blue color. Arguably it's supposed to be purple, but it's blue. It's blue. She's got the black and the white pillars. We've got pomegranates, I think these are, or fir cones or something, I can't remember, but they're some sort of symbology. And we've got the moon here, this golden moon emblem reflected in this pond. You can just see there's a little bit of water here, this reflection pool, and we've got the moon up here. So this is the real moon. This is a gold elemental statue, and this is the reflection. So the High Priestess for me, oh, she's very shiny, isn't she? The High Priestess for me talks about that spiritual connection, but also she's somebody who is very authoritative, very in charge. She's the priestess. She isn't a follower. She is very much a leader. And you're asking, should I reach out to Cyprian? Does he think of me lately? So we'll do the horseshoe and we'll see what comes up. So we've got the Knight of Swords in the past. So maybe there was a difficult relationship breakup. 3 of Wands in the future. Oh, hang on. That's going to get in the way. Right. Let's move you to there. The Influence, 9 of Pence. The challenge is the 7 of Wands. The how other people see the situation. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. Justice reversed in the advice. Interesting. And the Chariot reversed in the outcome. So then let's just pop this here as the clarifying card, the modifying card. And basically the way that I read that is that all of the cards get filtered through the sort of the lens of the High Priestess. So in the past, the Knight of Swords. So I don't know whether you and Cyprian had a, why is that not on screen? Bloody hell. I don't know whether you and Cyprian had a fallout or whether you've had some sort of maybe some sort of disagreement in the past. It does feel like there's quite a youthful energy here with the Knight. A certain amount, you can almost see the wind moving the leaves around. You can see the Knight is in motion. The horse is like rearing up. There's a lot of action here. And so I do really think this element of the Knight where they think first and act later. No, act first and think later, that way round. I think that's very much telling about the relationship that you might have had with him already. Now, the 3 of Wands. Wands, again, is this element of security and confidence. And we've got this person crossing the water, crossing over and taking the confidence with them. So there is, again, this idea of a journey. Interesting with the Chariot. We've got this journey towards confidence. Now, 3s are about bringing in other people, other elements, other factors. Now, not in terms of, you know, polyamorous relationships, but in terms of bringing in other ways of seeing situations. Okay, so I do get the impression that whether this is your confidence growing with Cyprian or Cyprian's confidence about you growing, there is this journey that's happening between the 2 of you. So it could well be, when you're asking, should I reach out? It does feel like there is a strengthening connection. Now, in terms of the influence, the 9 of Pentacles is an influence. So whether this is about money or whether this is about a lot of work and effort, because Pentacles can relate to career, work, finances. Now, work for me is about growth. growing things. It's about excuse me, it's about all of those elements, not just necessarily about the 9 to 5 going to work, all of that. It really is also talking about kind of having that moment of kind of comfort almost. So, and this is in the influence. So I don't know whether this is like, I don't know whether you are drawn to him because he's financially okay, whether he's drawn to you for that, or whether it's this idea that together you would be financially more better off. Again, there is this element of looking outside and kind of not so much stagnance, but a little bit of being able to take a seat and pause and rest. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're not on the go, gotta get to work, gotta earn that money. There's like a bit of a chance of taking that pause. Now, in the challenge position, we've got the 7 of Wands again. 7 is about difficult choices, what to do next. You've built this up, right? You've built this bit of the fence, this bit of the wall. You've repaired it. It was brick. You've got this gate in, or you've put this new bit of wall in. And now you're looking back to see what needs to happen next. So there is a question here about what needs to happen. I think because this is reversed, this is absolutely Cyprian not being sure about what to do, not being sure about what to do at all. And this is going to be any hold up for him to contact you, right? This is the hold up, because I think there's whatever's happened in the past, because I do think there is this previous connection. It's like it's like he doesn't know how to move forward now. He doesn't know whether to trust, because the Wands is about that element of esteem and confidence and all of that. There is a trust issue that's blocking any movement forward, any more change. Again, interestingly, this card is bringing up that same element of movement, and you've got this question of how to get to that next step with this being reversed in the challenge position. Now, the way other people see it, 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of you together are a lot of work, right? That's literally what this is. The 2 of you together are a lot of work. So whether this is what Cyprian thinks or whether this is what other people around you think, I don't know whether you've had conversations about whether or not you should, contact him and whether he should contact you. But it does feel very much like it comes down to this Fool element, like not as in the Fool, a new start, but as in like this jester, this kind of almost foolish element. And then this vibe of it's a lot of work. It's infinite amounts of work going on right now. I don't think this is money related, although it could be because it is Pentacles, but it feels much more because we've got a work element here, effort. We've got this pausing after building something up, and then we've got this coming in here. I think it is like there's a lot of work to make things happen between the 2 of you. In the advice, we've got Justice, but Justice is reversed. So again, Justice came up earlier. The standard Justice, this is so similar to the standard Justice. But when it's reversed, it's talking about an injustice. It's talking about maybe, again, for advice, it's talking about not maybe playing things by the book, being a little bit out there, being a bit thinking outside the box, taking things outside of the normal levels. So when you're talking about should you reach out to him, maybe, but maybe do it in a very different way. Okay. But this can also be a warning. Okay. And that warning would be if things went badly in the past, if whatever this connection is, if things felt unjust, if things felt wrong, this is that warning. Don't proceed. Okay, because again, we've got this High Priestess coming in as the clarifying, and what the High Priestess is basically saying is it's almost like the George W. Bush quote: "Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, a fool can't get fooled again." You know what I mean? It's like there's a certain element here of I love that quote. It's such a daft quote, but there is this idea of, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And there is this certain element of been here before. Do we really want to go back down this road? Do we really want to get this connection started again? Do you know what I mean? That's what the High Priestess is wondering here. Is it is it for your higher self, your most authentic self? And then the Chariot, I mean, again, I don't really need to play the Chariot card, the little video, because it is so close to the standard depiction look. But the Chariot is all about movement and a journey. Now, quite often with the Chariot, you see a laurel wreath, so the victory wreath. In this case, we've got the shiny armor that hasn't been dented or touched, the shiny ceremonial helmet, the flagpole here with the stars representing victory, and everything here is very much the victory parade. But this is reversed. So there is a journey, but I'm not necessarily sure that that journey is one that you want to be going on, particularly following this Justice card. Okay, be warned is what this is saying. The journey is going to be an unexpected journey. It's not something that is going to be particularly easy, especially with this 7 of staves, wands, with this 7 of wands coming up here in the challenge position. I think there's a lot of things for you to overcome before this journey kind of kicks off, and hopefully, my darling, hopefully that helps. Right, let me just have a little look. See, Mansi Singh, the moderators are asking you not to keep posting in the live chat, please. I'll open up a round in a second. Right, before I do though, I am going to have to go and take a quick comfort break, literally a minute or so, if that. I need to go for a very quick comfort break. So whilst I'm gone, I'm going to tell you about 2 amazing Etsy businesses that 2 friends of mine and moderators on this here channel run. Again, it's not sponsored. I just love everything that they do, and this is going to allow me to go for a quick wee. I know, right? I know I've drunk too much coffee today. Anyway, I'll be back in less than 45 seconds because that's all this video is. Right then, are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Are you a fan of 80s horror but want something different? Do you like modern horror but the regular magazines leave you a bit cold? Are you a fan of that schlocky horror that no one else seems to talk about? Check out Necronomicon, the UK horror zine from Etsy.com. Just search for Necro Neil.
Blue Chalice is a small business making crafty creations for the Witcher community. From jewellery to wall hangings, witch bells to altar tiles. Why not have a look at bluechalice.etsy.com. Oh, I made it! I'm here! My hands are wet now though, hang on. I've just washed my hands very, very, very quickly. Just used my scarf to dry them off for the tarot deck. Gosh, that was very fast. Luckily for me, the bathroom is just next door. So yeah, I can do that super quick. Oh gosh. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking to Chans, weren't we? Hopefully, my darling, that does make a little bit of sense. And yeah, thank you ever so much for your question, Chans. I hope that helped. And look at that. I'm out of breath now. So yes, there we go. Right then. So I hope that helped, Chans, and thank you ever so much for your question. Thank you for your super chat. I would say with that Chariot and that Justice both being reversed in your advice and in your outcome, just be a little bit careful. Should you contact Cyprian? Possibly. But I mean, again, you make all your own decisions about your own life. Possibly make contact, possibly reach out again. Just be a little bit careful. Okay, just be a little bit careful. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say with that. Just be a bit careful. Be mindful of what the cards have said is what I would say, because it does feel like there could be a bit of a question about longevity and about whether or not there's something else going on in the background. That's kind of what I'm getting, but it's not clear. Does that make sense? It's not clear right now, but yeah, it does feel with the Justice and the Chariot, it does feel like that journey might be a bit difficult. Right then, everybody. And again, thank you very much, Chans, for your super chat. let's have a look. Have I done all of the super chats? Yes, we've done all of the super chats. So then it is time. Let's go ahead and open up a free round. So then if you would like a tarot reading, it's a free 3-card reading. I said it right, Ed. I said it right. A free 3-card reading. Then all you need to do is pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Hang on, I'm trying to find my banner. Where's my banner gone? Have I not got the banner for it? Oh, there it is. I got it. I found it. I found it. I found it. It's all good. So yeah, go ahead and put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question, and I will grab one of those at random. You can ask love readings, career readings, general readings. You can ask about, I don't know, whether you're going to win the Tour de France next year, whatever it is, whatever questions you want to ask, go ahead. It is a no, bugger it. I was so close, Ed. I was so close. It is a free 3-card reading. So go ahead and pop your questions into the live chat, starting with the word question. Go ahead and do that now. If you want to guarantee you're up next, send a super chat. Yes, indeed. Right. It looks like I've got 2 questions in for this round. So I'm going to do it the way that I do when we've only got a couple in. I am going to toss a coin. Oh, it's not a coin, it's actually a talisman. So I'm going to toss a talisman. Oh, I didn't do any talisman pulls tonight. Bugger. Mods, can one of you remind me? I forgot to do talisman pulls. Never mind. We've had lots of information for the readings. They've all been good. Right then, we're using the Earth talisman, and the first question, heads up, will be for Isabella, and tails will be for Nat. So heads up is Isabella, tails is Nat. Okay. In fact, let's show you. So you know I'm not diddling. Let's get the other camera going. There we go. So then we're gonna let it fall onto here. Here we go. No, hang on. Sorry. We're going to get it spinning properly. Can you see where it's gone? It's gone there. So then, heads up. This way up was the first question. I think that's Isabella. And the other way up was Nat. So let me just double check if I've got that right. Isabella and Nat. Yes, it was. So indeed, Isabella Gonçalves. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that, but Isabella, your question is up now. So yeah, we're going to do your reading now, my darling. So let's have a wee little look. And oh, hang on. Holland. Hello, Holland. Hello, my friend. I hope you are well. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Holland from Blue Chalice. Holland, you just missed it. I had to play the little advert for you and for Neil, the little shout out to the small businesses, because I needed to run for a quick wee. So luckily I had that on file. so your Neil's Etsy shop once again has stepped in and helped. But yeah, do go and check out Holland's Etsy shop, Blue Chalice on Etsy. That makes no sense, but do go and check it out if you like witchy stuff, especially at this time of year. It'd make good gifts for people. And again, it's a small business. So again, me and Neil talk about this in the podcast we filmed yesterday about small businesses and how to support indie businesses, in amongst other things. So yeah, do go and check out Blue Chalice on Etsy.com, and also look for Necroneil if you like horror magazines and horror and all of that. I can recommend, like, they're both amazing people. And neither of them make a lot of money from the Etsy, because Etsy is not the place to make a lot of money. But go and check both of those out, and yeah, show some support. Anywho, right, we want a general reading, please. Whitby. My brain is thinking 10 times slower than my mouth is speaking. So yes. Wispy, I'm so sorry. Wispy, 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 my lovely friend, my gorgeous, wonderful dragon who has your own crystal, because we love you so much and you're going to be a tattoo. Please, please, please. I didn't call you Whitby. It was just a slip of the tongue. Wispy, my darling. Isabella would like to know, can Isabella have a general reading, please? A general reading for Isabella. We're going to do a 3-card. We'll do your... where you are, what you need to know, and what opportunity is around the corner. That's what it feels like, Isabella. Feels like there's something coming. So let's see if the cards echo that. I don't know why I'm thinking that. I just am. Let's have a little look. See. Oh, we're going down there. That's a really low drop. But okay, thank you, Wispy. By the way, if you don't know who Wispy is, he is my air elemental dragon. In the description box now, just down below, go and have a little look. There is a link to the podcast episode where me and Neil discuss servitors, egregores, tulpas, and exactly what the dragon is, exactly what Wispy is. They also, on the podcast feed, you can see a lovely podcast with Holland talking about druidism and what druids are and all of that. So do go and check that out as well as all the other feeds on the podcast. They're very interesting. Right then, so Isabella, what have we got? Where you are now, the Knight of Swords reversed. So what is happening to you right now? What's going on, Isabella? There's something going on at the moment, because we've got this element of swords is trouble and strife, obstacles and challenges, but the night energy is coming in, and that night energy is stuff that is happening really, really quickly, really fast. There's a lot of energy buzzing around it, but it's not good. So it feels like there's a lot of fluff, stuff and nonsense happening around you right now. And it feels like, again, with this swords, it feels like it's almost like you cross one bridge and then there's a whole nother hurdle for you to overcome. So it does feel very challenging in the recent past. It does feel like there's been a lot of upheaval that you've had to get through, and it's almost like it's come from outside to your door. It's not necessarily something where you've gone, do you know what, I'm going to quit my job, and do you know what, I'm going to quit college, and do you know what, I'm going to move house, and do you know what, it's like all of these things have happened kind of to you, if that makes sense, rather than it being your sort of autonomous decision. In the present, we've got the 10 of Cups. Now, this is interesting. So I don't know whether, sorry, this is in the what you need to know. So I don't know whether you've got this element of new, like lots of emotion around, lots of really positive emotions, happiness and love and joy and lots of things. So it feels like whatever this was, that you are turning this corner, because it's saying that literally, look, you've got this rainbow appearing. So it feels like whatever this was happening, it feels like it's now like the storm is giving way to the rainbow. Does that make sense? So whatever was happening, whatever this hardship was, it feels like that is lightening, and now you're entering this new kind of, this new period where it's going to feel a lot lighter. Interestingly, on this deck, interestingly here, it feels like this person is consoling this person. It feels like there's a certain element of, we'll be okay, we'll get through this, we'll do it together. This isn't supposed to be a child. This is supposed to be the inner spirit, that happiness being revived, and crossing that rainbow, that happiness kind of coming in. So it really does feel like whatever's been going on, whatever issues have been playing, whatever this was, it feels like it's coming to an end, and now you're entering this happier period. You're entering this, yeah, it is, it's the only word I can say, this happier period, this period where there's a lot more loving energy, because the Cups is all about positive emotions, love, and all of those lovely vibes. And then we get to the opportunity card, what is coming up, and we've got this 4 of wands or staves. And again, one of the elements of this card could be a celebration with a couple, because we've got the couple depicted. They've put these wands in, they've planted, even though this is oak and these are, you know, vines. Don't think about the logic too much. It's a bit like Minecraft, where every tree in Minecraft will give you an apple, even if it's a silver birch. Do you know what I mean? Or an oak tree, they will give you an apple. This is a bit like that. These swords, these staves, these wands are oak, because we've got the oak leaves. However, the vines are running up and down them, and this is talking about taking advantage of that first harvest. Okay, so even though there is some stability here, it's like you've got this nice and stable. So we go from negative to positive to stability, so that's good. That positive stability will continue. And then it's time to take, let's grab the grapes, let's grab the plant and make it into wine immediately and have a little bit of a party, a bit of a celebration. So I don't know whether there's birthday coming up. I know Christmas is around the corner, but I don't know whether there's birthdays coming up early next year, or some sort of wedding or anniversary, or some sort of couple celebration. But it does really feel like whatever this change is that's happening, I would say happening around this period of time, happening around now, this new feeling of joy and happiness, I think that is going to progress into some sort of celebratory party. Now, this is, again, more on the confidence level than it is talking about, you know, hearts or cups. It's not necessarily talking about that romantic vibe. So it might not be that there's a wedding coming, but there is definitely some sort of positive celebration happening. And yeah, whatever this is, whatever's happened, let it be. Whatever's changing, let it run its course, because it's going to lead to a positive outcome and a positive opportunity to come. So yeah, do take that for whatever that is, Isabella. I hope it helps. I don't know what the hell's happened in the past, but let it go, let it slide. Don't let it affect your future, because your future is looking a lot brighter and a lot more positive. And I hope, my darling, I hope that helps. Right then, thank you ever so much for your question. And it feels really weird. I think that's the first 3-card reading I've done tonight, and it feels so quick in comparison to the 6 or 7 cards. It really does. But anyway, thank you ever so much for your question, Isabella, and I hope that helps. Much love to you. If you are getting married or engaged, please let us know, because me and Patricia are still desperate for our wedding hats. We are desperate for it. We really want to have our first Beyond Authentic Witchcraft wedding. We really want it. I don't mean like between all of us. I mean with you all watching. That's what I mean. Thank you, Ed. I'm not singing, but thank you, Ed. It is 8:45, so we've probably got time for 1, maybe 2 more readings, depending on what comes in. So then, if you would like a free tarot reading, a free 3-card reading, go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. I will then grab one of those at random. If you want to guarantee your reading, go ahead and send it as a super chat, and I will get to that first. If we get multiple super chats in, I'll do my best to get through them. We do finish in 15 minutes, so it may well be that we've only got time for 1 super chat. So if you want to take that last slot, this is the perfect time. Get it in now. If not, we'll do as many 3-card readings as I can. We'll get at least 1 more done. So again, it's up to you. Put your question in the live chat starting with the word question, or send it as a super chat. Either way, now is the time to get the last question in of the night, potentially. I don't know what happened there. Let's... Okay then, right, it looks like we've got 3 questions in, so I'm going to grab one of them. Excuse me, my throat is starting to get a little bit tickly. I'm going to grab one of those at random. So all I'm doing is going with the little mouse. I'm going up and down, and I'm going to grab one of these at random. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Let me see if I can press that button. Is that doing anything? I've got a thing on my Stream Deck. It's supposed to tell me how many people are watching, but it's not working. So I just have to go with what YouTube says. 14 people on the live stream. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Milia, you need to post your question again every time that we, every time I open a round, because otherwise I don't know whether people are still here. People come on and off the stream every single time. So you need to ask the question every time we open a round, my darling. I might have time for another one, so hang on in there. Right then, we're going with 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going with this one. Who's this? Hang on. There we go. Ange, your question is up. Question: what's coming in till the end of January 2024? That's about, that's a fine, a couple of months. We should be okay with that one. So then we speak. That one, and that one. Wispy, Ange would like to know what is coming into play for Ange between now and basically the end of January. So the next couple of months, that's what we want to look at. So then let's just cleanse that space. And Wispy, so what is coming in for Ange between now and the end of January? So roughly the next couple of months or so. Let's see. So this is only a 3-card reading, so we're not going to get a lot of detail, but you'll at least get an idea. Why have we got a card reversed? Oh, in fact, we've got lots of cards reversed. Ed, Walter Koenig, this looks like so much like Chekhov, right? Chekhov from the original series of Star Trek. Yeah, it does. It always reminds me of Chekhov. There's all sorts in this deck. We've got a Jesus, we've got Kate Bush, we've got Chekhov. I can't remember who the other characters were, but at one point, oh, Julian Clary. Thank you, Wispy, for showing me Julian Clary. There's lots of characters that look like famous celebrities or celebrities of the day. I don't think any of these people are particularly famous now, but celebrities of the day. Bearing in mind, I bought my first version of this over 20 years ago. So, you know, those references are going to be over 20 years old. Right then, Ange, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Well, that's your drop. A very small drop. Look at that. A very low drop. The cards were sure. So then here we go. We've got the Knight of Swords again. Okay, you've seen me shuffling. So the Tower and the Two of Swords. Right. Not great is the quick answer, Ange. Not great. So the Knight of Swords. Swords for me is trouble and strife. It's talking about the difficulties, the challenges that are coming up, right? Now, this will be looking at the past. So this is the energy that's flowing into pretty much into December. And then this will be the energy that is around in January. So we've got the energy that's coming through now. The Knight of Swords. Knights are... This card has come up, I think, 3 or 4 times tonight. Really interesting. There's a lot of energy around this card. There's a lot of movement, a lot of fast acting choices. Now, the Knights are the cards in the deck. They're the ones who act first and think later. Okay, they're the ones who don't think about the repercussions of their actions. They'll just do something, and then afterwards, oh, did I do that? You know what I mean? It's that sort of vibe. Now, this is reverse, which means that I don't think this is you. I think this is coming to you. This is somebody else out there. If it is you, then you're doing it without realizing. Okay. So again, this might not sound like a good reading, but forewarned is forearmed. So it's giving you a good option of getting those defense mechanisms in place, getting them, you know, those warning bells are ringing. So don't worry too much, but it does feel like whatever this energy is that's around you right now is going to be like, that is going to continue for a little while. Not necessarily a bad thing, but this challenge is going to be one that you need to deal with, because in the December energy, in the energy yet to be revealed, we've got the Tower. Now let me just find the little thing, because I mean, this is quite a standard depiction of the tower, actually, but this is what the animated one says. And this is that idea of the lightning striking the tower, burning, and then we've got the two people jumping out of the windows to save themselves. Now we have got the rose, we've got these symbols here, which is the Hebrew word, or the Hebrew symbol for Yahweh, which is God, and we've also got the dove in the back. Now these doves are not worried, so there's a certain amount of, you know, have faith in the future, have faith in the way things are going to pan out. It will be okay in the long run, but it does feel like this is a period of change for you in this, like, towards the end of the year. It feels like there's going to be certain revelations, certain discoveries, certain elements where what you thought was one way is going to be revealed as something else. Does that make sense? So it might not feel great when you're going through it, but coming out the other side, you're going to have a new appreciation for how things actually are. This is kind of the ultimate card of authenticity, because it means like the artifice, the falsehood, the fakery of the tower, that mask is being completely dropped. And it's not by choice, it is by force, but it is going to be revealed that actually, you know, once this mask drops, once this tower falls, what is there in its place is going to be revealed as the truth, the authenticity, the authentic, the true life, you know, your inner journey, all of that. But you can't get that until you knock this down. Does that make sense? It's like having an old 70s mall somewhere where it's just concrete and it's really outdated and none of it works and nobody goes there. So the only way you're going to find a beautiful park is by knocking that mall down, digging it all out, getting rid of all that concrete and replanting. In 5 years' time, it's going to look amazing. You've got hills and a stream and trees, and it's going to look wonderful, really nice, like really nice natural looking park. It's going to look really, really great. Right now, it's a dirty, great big concrete monstrosity that needs to be pulled down. And that's kind of what this card is hinting at. Now, in January's energy, I don't know whether you have a partner. I don't know whether you have somebody that you are close to, but there is going to be a falling out before January that's linked to this. So I get the impression that somebody around you at the moment isn't being 100% truthful. That's going to get revealed. There's the truth will out. All of that's going to get revealed. You're going to be on, you know, all of this discovery is going to be had, and that's going to lead to a fallout, right? That is going to lead to a discussion about which of the two of you has been kind of falsehoods, lyings, all of that lot. You know, where does the truth actually stand? And this too, because it's reversed, I don't think it's something that you are going to enjoy going through, to be honest, but it's something that, again, once you're out the other side, you will know the truth. You will know what's right, what's wrong, what's happening, right? And I don't mean like wrong in a moral way. It could be as I say, it could be a partner, it could be a family member, it could be a best friend, but this isn't going to be revealed to you yet, right? So it's kind of, this is the January energy. This is the new year, new revelations, if you like. New year, new me. This is December. December is going to be all about discovering what might not necessarily be the case. It could be a sibling. Quite often we find this card with siblings, or we find this card with sort of besties that are secretly not, you know, sort of the idea of frenemies, that sort of thing. That comes up a lot of times. Sometimes, because all of the twos represent couples, so sometimes that couple will be a romantic partner. Now, I'm not saying if you're with somebody at the moment that they're lying or cheating or anything else. It's just saying that this card, this is depicting two people having crosswords, having a duel. In this case, that's what the card represents. The two swords are representative of a duel. You grab the sword out. This person's going, I'm going to pick this one. This person's going, oh, I think they're going to pick that one, so I'm going for that one, and then we're going to fight. It will all be revealed. Okay, it will all be revealed. Out the other side of it, the truth will out. You'll know the truth. Everything will be grand. it's just be prepared for this. Be prepared for a topsy-turvy couple of months. But at the end of it, you will know the truth and where you actually stand. And the thing is, none of this is revealed yet. So this isn't in your wheelhouse yet. It's not in your orbit. This is all yet to come. So at the moment, just watch out for whoever this person is. You'll get this impression that somebody around you is acting in a way that isn't particularly truthful, isn't particularly honest, and maybe their actions are speaking far more than any of their words. And with that, my darling, I'm going to wish you nothing but the very best. Sometimes the hardest lessons that we can ever learn in life are about who we trust and who is genuine and authentic. And that's why this channel is called Beyond Authentic, because, you know, it took me a lot of years to live an authentic life as a trans woman, you know, in my mid 40s, late 40s, shit, in my late 40s, seeing as I'm 47 and a half. Oh, it's December now. I'm 47 and a half now. Bollocks. I mean, I'm technically in my late 40s. So yeah, it took me a long time to live an authentic life. And that is what is reflected on this channel. Authenticity I value above all else. But sometimes getting to that authenticity can be a bit of a difficult journey. But anyway, I hope that helps. No problem, my darling. I wonder who you don't have a partner. Okay. Friend, family member is somebody who you would consider quite close, because those twos are always about people that are close to you. It's never about people on the periphery. It's always about people that you're close to. But yeah, anyway, I hope that helps, my darling. Forewarned is forearmed, and you will come out better the other side, trust me. But that is going to be it for tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I will be back on Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. UK time. Don't forget, you can always join our channel membership over at buymeacoffee.com/beyond authentic. Have I got a doodah for that? Have I got a doodah for that? Oh, I do. Could have been playing that earlier, couldn't I? So do go and join us over there if you want to join the memberships. Excuse me. You get normal videos, not Witchmas videos, normal videos at least a day early. I'm doing my best with Witchmas. The reality is I'm filming and editing the days that I am uploading. So there's not a lot of free time in between uploading and getting it out to the members. We are going to do a members only Q&A before the end of December. So that'll be a fun thing to do. So do join the membership over there for that. You also have a pre-live live. So every Sunday evening at 6 p.m. UK time, I stream for an hour with just the members. You can get yourself a tarot reading and all sorts of bits and bobs in there. Tonight, it was the members that chose the Connolly deck that I've been using tonight from various different decks. And we just have a chat about everything that's happening in our lives. So yes, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for everyone who donated. And thank you so much to those amazing mods, my amazing mod squad, for making all of this possible here on the channel. You're all bloody amazing, and you know that I love you. But that is it for me today. There'll be a Witchmas video coming up tomorrow where I will, you can just see a hint just here, hang on, where, just there, look, just up there, just there, of something that's been drying because I've been painting. And you'll see that tomorrow's video. Hopefully you'll see that if I get it finished and edited in time. But anyway, thank you so much for joining. I will see you all again on Tuesday at 7 p.m. UK time for a live stream. And that video should be up 7 or 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. And I will see you all again very soon. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.